put the work in, and then it was like, whoa, you need the DLC. But yeah, so the whole thing. So it just really sucked the joy out of Conan for me. And to be there, can we do a poison only run? No, because it is a roguelite, and I don't get to choose my stuff. Like, if it comes up, I'm down to do poison. Let's see, spend 2 hours on anything and not see it not work at all and taken away. But take the win on I win sales. Yeah, and it's just kind of one of those things. Like, I've certainly played games like Terraria or whatever, and you put a bunch, well, actually, Project Zomboid's a better example, where you put all the work into getting to something and then you die or whatever. It's like, okay, that's fair. Like, you know, I failed at something and all that. Let's see. Yeah, I'll worry about that after stream. Anyways, but yeah, so it's just kind of one of those things, like, for the Project Zomboid thing, like, it means I failed as the player, and that was the consequence. I didn't get the completion of my task because I, as the fair player, failed. But for, like, literally to get to that finish line, and then for it to be like, by the way, where's my money? Give me my money. I don't see my money. My wife is asking for the money. I say, hey wife, the money's coming. Where's the money? You get the idea. It very much feels very baity that they're trying to count in the sunk cost fallacy of you put in 3-4 hours of effort to get something done, and then they're like, by the way, you actually have to pay for that, just so you know. That's how it felt. And I don't think that was the intent, to be clear. I think it was an honest mistake by the devs that just the way they've implemented it shows the crafting bench and all the recipes, whereas there was a separate section for the DLC that one of the recipes on the crafting bench was actually not going to be available without the second part. So I think it's just a UI snafu, but it definitely was just one of those things where, like, you know what? I'm pretty unhappy about this. And disappointed isn't the right word, because disappointed is like, that just didn't work out. Like, that's, you're just, like, I see disappointed is not like a sad thing, you're just like, okay. It would be definitely leaning more on frustrated, where it's like, okay, you effed up this UI, and now I've wasted my time unless I give you more money. And low-key, like, very genuinely, there is a good chance I probably would have ended up buying all the DLC for Conan Exiles, but that has just left a very salty feeling about it, that it's most likely going to reflect in me not playing more of the game. Or not playing more on my own. Because I was actually debating, not on stream, but just kind of playing offline. But that has kind of, like, really been, like, put a salty taste in my mouth for the game. Anyways, I'll probably get over it. But in the moment, let's do something else. We're gonna go ahead and we had a vote. And I saw that everything is great. I didn't look at the screenshot. I ran downstairs. I brought the phone up with me, and it's something like 17 to like 9 or something like that. With everything is Crab, and then Farm Sim was next. The R2 games are below that. But for those who didn't see what Everything is Crab is, this game came out just the other day. It's a cool little indie game that it's a roguelite evolution game where basically you start as a little slime, you eat stuff, you grow horns or get teeth or spit poison or whatever, and you get stronger and you work your way through the map. There's also low-key another part of it that I always forget the term. It's not carcinogenic or whatever, but it's the idea that, you know, evolution can converge to creating the same solutions again and again. And the famous one is crabs, that you have multiple different evolutionary paths that are not related to each other, that all kind of came down to a very similar result. So you look at a bunch of different types of crabs, and there are a bunch of different types of crabs in the world that are not evolutionarily related to each other. Not so you go like way back. And they're just completely separate paths that kind of converged on the same rough design. And there's more examples than just crabs that happens. But that's kind of the gag. But this one has it where if you get those, the more crab you become, the more it escalates the difficulty of the enemies you face during that round, and the better rewards you get from it. Which is a weird choice, because it does kind of narrow the focus. They do have challenges that are pretty cool. We did the one where it's permanently in desert and you couldn't get a lot of the things to counter it. And then there's these other ones we'll get later. But ultimately, the way this game works is we start a brand new run, and I've got difficulties. We're on difficulty 4, and you get the next difficulty by winning. So it's not that we kept failing. It's just we kind of hit that, you know, the gradually thing. And then each difficulty adds more. So you have like the basic one that has the tutorial, then the basic enemies get a bit more damage, then the bosses get more damage and enemies become more aggressive and pursue farther, and then the enemies get even more damage and as the environment gets more hostile, and you get the idea. And they'll keep getting worse and worse as the difficulties go. We start a brand new round, and we get to choose a couple of things. This is stuff we've unlocked. And this will show me the highest difficulty I have completed with each one of these things. I haven't done the specialization one at all, so let's grab that. Now we're allowed a second one. Okay, so we can do Highborn, which is the one that the damage multipliers I have on enemies are reduced by 50%, so we have 50% less damage on the get-go, but enemies nearby me take 50% more damage. So if I do something like a retaliation build or whatever, where stuff hits me and my spikes hurt them, that'd be really strong, because that wouldn't be penalized by a lot of stuff. If I'm doing a build with like minions or whatever, that'd probably be strong. And that one will give me a legendary very early. Let's go and choose those just because I haven't done them. So we can start here. And we can eat different stuff. But eating stuff is how you gain levels. Alright. So we can make it so we can eat faster. We have armor plating to make us more defensive. Or we can make ourselves smaller with more dodge. I'm going to make it so we eat faster. And that star means you have what's called an alpha enemy. It's just a tougher enemy. But it can be enemies that are passive too, so you can have like a passive alpha. Alright, so Burrower is new. That was one that we unlocked by doing a thing, but we also haven't used Body Slam. So, close range attack that deals physical damage that scales based on max hit points. Let's try that. Let's make Body Slam our main move now. So we're looking to just... get our max hit points up higher and our physical damage up higher. So I think what we're doing. Alright. And this one has legendaries. Okay, so with the legendary, we can get Headbutt that deals physical damage but self-harms for 7%. But Forager will give a chance of getting what's called Health Food. And Health Food, I believe you can use to scale max hit points later. Alright, let's go for Chonky. I still don't understand how their shield works. Immune system, which gives poison resistance. For right now, I'll go with that. Okay, that was not... Alright, that was not the play. Okay, did we unlock anything new? Oh, it's having us retry... Let's random. I haven't done random yet. We got Highborn, which is the nearby. Okay. So nearby is actually a pretty big circle. So what should happen is anything in my circle should take normal damage, where stuff outside the circle shouldn't, you know, shouldn't go as well. Go for dexterous. Okay. We can go for saliva. That would be starting our way towards like a poison build. Okay. We get the Forager, which gives us a chance of poison resistance and all that. Alright. We can get the cheek pouch, which lets us grab a piece of food in the go by, and we'll eat it gradually as able. So that mushroom's lethal, so I'm going to go ahead and eat it. Alright, we'll grab more cheek pouch. Alright. And apparently we'll just go all in on the cheek pouch. Okay. So, we could potentially go for the stoner thing where we chuck stones, which does really good damage. I haven't done that one yet. I don't have any allies, so the second one serves no purpose. Fine, run away. All right. I need to not be picking a fight with those alpha ones. Alright. So we got Highborn a second time. Okay, so I need to not be picking a fight with those alphas before I'm ready. Part of it is I need to actually get an attack that's got more than, like, directly on top of myself, or has something like, you know, poison or something I could apply and maneuver a little bit. So we can wind to charm people. I'm going to go ahead and lean towards getting the poison right away. Let's see. More area of effect would be good. Well, the antenna gives me better senses, and it does start putting me towards Creb. Try and get out of this before we die of heat. Let's see. Let's go with carnivore. So it gives me a bonus for eating other animals. And it reduces the likelihood of me getting stuff that is, It reduces the likelihood of me getting stuff that is prey-oriented. So I'll have a tendency more aggressive stuff. Okay. So, we get the antlers that do self-damage. This is another one I haven't tried before. Let's do it. I'll probably regret it, but let's do it. We're definitely gonna need a source of regen, that's good. I like the food you leave for me. Okay. There's a lot of these I should consider, because I can get regeneration so we recover since we're doing self-damage. We have area effect, which will give me more coverage. The stinger would be a good one for doing poison damage and all that. But I've already got this. Let's see how much I can lean into just doing damage with the antlers and all that. Okay. I could potentially get it where we get lots of mushrooms around us. I'm gonna lean towards that as well. That does make me wonder, you can get a thing where you take self-damage, you drop mushrooms on the ground. I wonder if we could deliberately feed that back. Alright, I gotta figure out a way to get around those bee things. Because I keep getting to the point where I get an alpha bee thing, and I get too close to it to aggro it. And its area of coverage is very hard for me to dodge. So I either need to get to the point where I can do enough damage to take it down really fast, or give myself a bit more mobility. Scales gets us heat resistance. We'll get the plating. It does seem like the antlers would be able to scale up pretty thing. This game looks so cute. It is, and then you're just mauling everything you see. Okay, increases the damage dealt by every contact attack for 10 seconds. Scales with your predator affiliate your stuff. So that's one I can temporarily boost my damage. This one makes me extra chunky and more defensive. And then this one gives me better chance of dodge and senses. I'm gonna go with the chunk. Let's lean into becoming chunkier. Oh, that's one you want to see being an alpha. One that can't defend itself? Alright, Outlier gives a random legendary evolution, sure. Hump, so we gain max XP every time we eat health food. I'm still unclear about what qualifies as health food. Let's see. So we can get a dash attack. Alright, let's go with this. We haven't done horns yet either. Okay. So we can get more chunk. Alright, so I'm feeling a bit better if we get like one of the big alpha bugs. I could probably just slam it to death. We can get a legendary quality stomach. Let's move on towards trying to get all these different things going on here. And what ends up happening is as you go through the round, eventually it spawns mini bosses for you to fight. Alright. So increase the mushroom spawn rate. Increase the chance of successfully identifying a mushroom. I've taken the dip every single time in the past. I'm going to lean towards just trying to, Okay, so it is the sparkle food? I was curious about that. I was even going to make the comments like, maybe it's the sparkle food. Alright. So we can go ahead and do the cold and hot adaptation because that's permanent. Okay. So, let's get the regeneration. Or actually, we got points. I was curious if we get to, like, level up some, because some of these... Yeah, get the regeneration here. Chunk. Chunk. Here we go. We're actually starting to get meaningfully combat-oriented. Alright, able to handle the hot and cold more. Okay. They haven't gotten that one unlocked at all. Sure. Let's not worry about becoming Crab this time. Let's go ahead and we'll get Carapace, because I never take Carapace. Okay, so we can get Exoskeleton for even more defense. We'll get Exoskeleton again for even more defense. Alright, we were eating random mushrooms, and that one was poison. Okay. Get more eyes, I guess. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good about our damage. Alright, so let's go ahead and get Molting for our special attack. So we can go here and immediately stun ourselves to Molt to permanently gain some stats. Alright. So I don't think on this one we should go for a Ruminant, which is basically a defensive one. I have not taken the Slither. So let's take Slither this time. Alright, let's eat some hallucinogenic mushrooms. You are probably an enemy. We'll give ourselves some plating. I'm trying to lean into just being a bully, just jumping directly on the enemy and just slamming my head into them. Not really having a strategy past that. Cold and hot adaption. Our regeneration's good. Give herself permanent life regen. Because the other one is just a one-time heal. Ooh, you actually hurt pretty bad. Long distance, short cooldown dash. Probably want that. But I think more just straight up damage is the bigger play for us right now. More hot and cold adaptation so we don't overheat in the jungle stuff nearly as fast. Our hallucinogenic mushroom. We get another level in molting. I need to remember to stay on top of the molting. It's just free stats. Wait, what is this crab game? This is Everything is Crab. It's the game where you end up becoming crab. Alright, so let's grab the one for the mushrooms. Alright. We can give ourselves more armor. Back off. All food is mine. For I am the slug thing that everyone wants to never see again. Can you only be a snail? No, you can become a whole range of things. Right, more stuff there. It's just the slug thing is kind of the evolutionary path I took. Alright, another level in Slither. I appreciate that everything is just feeding themselves into me right now. More chunk. We'll eat the dodgy mushroom, we'll eat the other dodgy mushroom, and we'll eat yet another dodgy mushroom. And we can get the special level in Fungoid. Alright, Cordyceps. Each of your poison ticks can charm an enemy. Ejection. On damage, reduce Fungoid's next spawn time. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves even more health. Okay. More exoskeleton. I'm gonna eat you. Alright, so we can give ourselves like kind of a counterattack thing. I'd rather get the immune to poison, or like poison resistance, since I am probably going to eat copious amounts of mushrooms. Alright. So in this case, I can double up with my tail and get wings, so I go way faster. Or we can gain hit point size and social. Let's go for the wings. Because now water and that doesn't matter. We're now like a flying snail thing. Okay, we can go with being a carnivore, which already aligns with us. We're basically bullying every living creature in a highway mile. Yeah, I want to say the game is pretty cheap, if I recall correctly. Poison resistance is probably going to be... more important. And what's this down here? So right now, I don't think we have a predisposition to one or the other. We'll probably want to not... not put ourselves in too much of an area. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Abilities and cooldowns, or just straight up muscle. I want to be the very best. Defeat a shiny animal. Okay, and there's more poison immunity. Oh, what's this about? It is a roguelite animal like survival game where you basically kill other things and you eat as much as you can, which makes you evolve, then get more things. But it is a roguelite, so you sit there and you'll get different stuff each round and all that. I'm once again eating poisonous stuff. Alright. Let's get Slide finally. And we'll molt. Okay. So we got Body Slam now. Let's get Body Slam and use that in front of instead of a regular attack. Because that gives me damage based on max hit points. Alright. More Body Slam. Oh, give me all that meat. Okay, even more chunk. Oh, that's not what you want. Okay, so it's picking and stuffing in hurt a lot. We can go for more Body Slam to keep upping her damage. I'll enjoy myself the nice, flavorful, poisonous mushroom. Okay, so we want to eat this to get a really, really good chunk of meat. We can make... Well, actually, let's get Reach now. Where do you think you're going with my... Oh, you suck so much. Alright. More max HP. Okay, so we can get Alpha, which gives us max HP, size, and social, or the Tentacles, which gives us speed and ability. The extra HP gives me straight up damage. Probably go with that. Okay, we increase our max HP or our ability damage. Max HP is damage for our secondary attack. Alright. And more plating, because a lot of those are additional attacks, which I already have 2 solid attacks for what I want to do. I'm taking so much damage there. We got another level in horns, which has been a while coming. Get more regeneration. Alright. The early spore meets vampire survivors. Yeah, that'd be reasonably in the right time area. Alright. Another level in body slam. Okay, more max life and damage. Alright. The thing that's happening right now is because I don't have much stuff to help me eat, I'm able to kill stuff real fast, but it's taking me a hot minute to actually eat to gain my stats from the stuff. Ah, there we go. Cheek pouch will help tremendously. Yeah, so we won't be getting minions, so charm doesn't do us a whole lot of good. Stop trying to make all stuff. Alright, I'm not trading damage resistance for speed. It's not the direction we've gone with this build. Hey, that's mine. Everything is mine. We will eat it all. I think it calls for the 125 stream streak. I do appreciate that. Let's go ahead and grab more reach. Okay, and we can get body slam. Probably should get the spines. I have enough life that genuinely just returning damage would be a nice boost. More physical damage. Okay. Carapace for more damage resistance. Okay. So we can get a random ally. We could spend a bunch of DNA to get Cortex, which gives me more ability damage. Or we can get Leech, which is just another attack. Let's get Cortex. They give us a legendary quality of it. Another level in the horns. There's cheek pouch. Alright, consuming food will give a chance to charm nearby enemies, heals nearby allies. Sure, because I'm definitely not adding throw onto my set. Alright, so this we can get Extreme File because we are at the Cataclysm event. me all the food you can. I keep getting pretty close to dead from the damage. Should probably grab the one for the max health. It's pretty late. Okay, I did manage to survive. Pick 7 different branching evolutions. I did manage to survive just when they surrounded me by just shoving them back in and eating a lot of them. All right. Is everything crab? Are your tacos crab? Yes, your tacos are definitely crab. So we did unlock a new difficulty. Movement speed has diminishing returns. Enemy HP is increased. We got an odd number. Evolutions are random. Amnesia, you cannot see what is offered. What the offered evolutions do until you pick one. Oversized. Everything is giant. Okay. Every 12th level is branching evolutions. Bosses do not drop boss fruits anymore. Okay. So that means your branch offs are no longer based on the bosses, so if you level faster, you can do more wild things. Alright. And if we complete this one, we get Spawn of Chaos, which we don't know what is. We can also check the challenges. So everything is giant. Spawn of Chaos bans size. Odd numbered evolutions are random. Banned patient. Amnesia, you cannot see what is offered until you pick them. Banned outlier. Sure. Why not? And we got pacifist. So we got antlers. Okay, we got agile. Yeah, we're just gonna choose the best ones. We got antlers again. We got scales. And I do see that shows you like the category, whether it's like prey and all that, so you could use that to help your decisions a little bit. I'm mostly going by like what's the highest tier, that's where we're gonna go. Sure. Antlers again. There's our blue one. Our level in scales. All right. We got regenerative tissue. Oh, I'm stuck in the tree. Nah, I knew it was gonna happen. Alright. So that's a kind of a cool challenge where you just don't know what you're getting, so there's no strategy, just be like, okay. Patient. Hey, John. How's it going? Alright. So we got spines. So we do damage to stuff that does damage to us. For those that don't know Jonathan Ong, absolutely fantastic content creator. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Absolutely fantastic, wonderful. Does a bunch of like music stuff, not just like plays music, but it'll be like, hey, you know, I like you to play this, and it could be the first time that John's heard it, and it'll like work through it, figure it out, get all the pieces put together. And, you know, over the course of like half an hour or so, we'll actually like get the entire piece playing. It's really fun to watch. So I'm going to lean into that. We're going to go out of our way to choose imposing. I'm going to lean towards imposing because we did get the spines, and I believe if we stick with imposing, I can probably continue to get tanky and regen and that kind of stuff. And, you know, kind of use that. So let's keep working that. So we got another level in spines. Alright. So get this one up here. Okay. Applies poisonous stack on contact. Spines are also triggered on dodge. Oh, right. On dodge as in, like, not me using a dodging move, but when a dodge actually happens. Okay, so that'd be imposing and then prey. Let's go with the poisonous. Okay, so we've maxed out spines. We ate a hallucinogenic mushroom, as you do. Their spines are maxed out. Okay, that's the one with elephant, so we got carapace, so we got a bit more armor. We've got antlers. That's what I imagine would be an interesting combo, is to use the antlers, which self-harm, as a way of triggering the spines. I imagine that's kind of one of the big combos. We haven't quite gotten that to work yet. Okay, regenerative. All right. Let's keep moving. I am way too slow in this water to be any good at all. Yeah, he's just chilling in the water. I'm not gonna be able to catch him. Regenerative tissue, that's fine. I need more speed. Like, stuff kills itself when it hits me. I just don't move very fast. Alright, so we got Chonky. Ah, come on. So we can upgrade stuff. Let's use the upgrade. I don't know what this is, but I bumped it up to legendary. Cool. So extra chunk. Alright. More carapace. Yeah, so we're just basically going full tank right now.
Thank you Elizabeth Regina for subscribing for 19 months.
And thank you, Elizabeth, for the tier 1 sub. That's 19 months you've been subbed to the channel. Really do appreciate that. I do hope you've been enjoying the stream and all that good stuff. Alright, that's probably a dodge move? Hurtle down. So I no longer have a fast-moving dodge, I just tank. But yeah, so thank you again so much for that support. It means a whole heck of a lot. I really do appreciate it and all that, so thank you. I also love how it's like you've been subscribed for 19 months, but on a 7... Oh, no, that makes sense. You're on a 17 streak. Never mind. I'm able to read. I'm trying to, like, focus on this and getting distracted. Alright, so we got Alpha. Even more imposing. Oh, right. Alright. Keep eating everything and everyone. More regen. You're lucky I can't chase you. Okay. So gained a level in Alpha. Continue to become bigger and chunkier and tankier. Alright. Okay, and we got another level in that. All right. Okay, got a legendary here of Chunky. Okay. Yeah, self-damage does not seem to be very significant. I kind of like to have a bit more of an option in the game of leaning into something where you do high amounts of damage at the cost of your own self, so it's like that risk. So far, that's not really been meaningful. Yeah, we can keep going for imposing. Alright. I can't catch up at all. I have more and more movement speed penalties happening. And just... Go try again. Okay. So that'll be our turtle down. I'm gonna go ahead and burn that to upgrade again. This will be our turtle down. I'm not sure that what that one might be. Might be the trunk? No, it's body slam. That actually would have been a good choice to get the body slam. If you just want to feed yourselves into me, I'm down to just sit here and eat. Okay. I'm really figuring we're gonna get to like the next boss or whatever, and I'm just gonna get wrecked because I can't maneuver, I can't dodge. And we're a bit tanky, we're not that tanky. I'm not tanky enough I can just stand in the worst of it and take it to the face. And so we do have some pretty ridiculous damage, which is certainly worth mentioning to some degree. Here we go again. No rank in antlers. I mean, okay, that worked. I gained more hit point and more mass. Like, it did work. We were able to just kind of tank it with our face, and it came out okay. Alright, well, I can't see which ones are which. All three of them are prey. This one has an evolution, so this will be like feet or wings or something like that. That's a one and done. Okay, so that's wings, that was legs, and that would have been ruminant. That's okay, ruminant would be very bad with this build. Please let me eat you. You're doing so much damage. And like weirdly, by going solidly into opposing, I'm kind of becoming a glass cannon. Okay. It's the fact that I can't dodge, I just have to kind of take it to the face. Okay, we got the trunk. Okay, grab you, more armor plating. It's kind of standing here waiting for stuff to come up to me and just immediately hammering on it. Unless something is kind enough to stand right there. I should have used the genetic, like, boost thing and gotten that. Alright. Their turtle down. Stuns from any source last twice as long. Double spines effects during turtle down. Well, I do have the spine, so let's go ahead and grab that. Okay, we're getting hump, which means I gain more max hit points from all the sparkly meat. Alright. I really need to remember to use my DNA points to upgrade stuff. Why are they all trying to steal all my food? Okay, poison does less to me. Alright, we'll upgrade again. And I don't know which ones are which. We're getting plating. Okay. I need way more food to keep topped off. Alright, that's the antlers again. So this character, those turtle things are so annoying to kill, are actually really good for it. Because they hit me and I don't have to worry about their defensive measures. That feels pretty good, just going up and just shoving the boss into a corner and just wailing on it till it doesn't do anything back. So this is the only one with an evolutionary thing, so it's probably gonna be some kind of legs. We don't know what the other ones are at all. I'm gonna go with the one with 5 upgrades. Okay, so all of them would have been some type of leg or whatever. So we're now a tentacle whatever abomination we are. Okay. So we'll go ahead and upgrade again. So we got Fungoid. And thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. We're just standing in this thing trying our hardest to like hold our ground as everything swarms us and we just keep letting them wail on us while we try and eat. Alright. We'll upgrade it. Don't know what this one is. It's not associated with any separate group. Well, let's grab it. Fur. Alright. Okay, and we grab their plating. All right. And we got more tentacles. Not feeling too great about the final boss in this one. Level up again and grab that. Who knew 36 imposing meant you'd impose on your senses? It's just more and more. Okay, we can continue to do that. All right. Okay, so we're getting to the point where we're not going to get much more XP. We probably get our last level we're going to get. I'm eating as aggressively as I can. Alright, so we got one last level we squeezed out before it's all said and done. Okay. We're just getting bullied. Okay, we beat that one. And the only thing we didn't set a record on for our past runs was we didn't set a record on our points of interest. And I went ahead and did the whole thing where we saved that minion for later. So that was definitely a wild one. We have odd mutations. And so odd mutations is another challenge mode where my understanding of this one is I only get to choose every other upgrade. So like the other one I couldn't see what it was. This one I just straight up don't get to choose it, it just happens. Okay, so we got more eyes. Okay, that's cool. Oh, I see. Like, it just gives me one option. Like, it doesn't automatically continue. It just gives me the option. I still have to confirm it. Okay. We can go for the... Let's go for whining. Because I can't count on getting the things I want to know I can lock in the poison. Some more eyes is fine. Cool, we just poisoned ourselves. Love to see it. We'll get another level in whining. Okay. Alright. And we got you. There's a point of interest here in the desert. So we got Forger is the next one. Okay, we charmed that thing. let's see. Let's go for the nomadic, because I see at least 2 or 3 points of interest up here. So I'd like to start moving towards those. Alright, so let's increase a random stat by a bunch. So I did get a boost to our speed. And thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Okay, we've got heat adaptation. Give me some more life regen. All right. Let's go for the poison resist, I think. There's poison there. So we got poison resist and immediately 8 poison. Okay. And it gave us tail. All right. Okay. I'm going to make the dangerous decision. We're going slow metabolism. What that means is I get slower and less able to avoid danger, but I level much faster. And it scales up quite a bit. So I'm going to try to lean on the other things around me to defend me. Like gradually get tougher. You get some points of interest up here. You gave me carapace. So eat real fast. If we're lucky, we'll get tail wag as well, which just randomly charm things as we're around as well. Okay. Let's go for the prehensile tail for extra feeding distance. Okay. I did catch me with that one. Alright, gave me slightly faster feeding speed. Not the thing I needed the most right now. That's okay. Alright, so we get Pollinator, which is every point of interest we get some random benefits. Let's get that. Because that's what I want to do more stuff with. I misplayed those dodges. Okay, well that was rough. Alright, so we got scavenger, we got forager and all that. Let's grab the forager. The extra food stuff and the poison resistance. More physical damage. Yeah, we got you. So we can increase our social, which makes it so we can have more friends. And keep all that going. Mushrooms will appear as side screen indicators, so we can find mushrooms easier. Which is a real dangerous thing for us to do. We got burrower. Okay. Make ourselves even slower, but level even faster. Okay, so we got one of these on this map. Alright, so let's make daytime last longer. Just trying to get down here. Oh, that's the point interest I was after in the first place. We get fungoid, so we'll get more mushrooms. Eat this mushroom, and then we got a question mark down below us. Okay, we got tail wag. So we can randomly charm stuff nearby sometimes. Okay, we're just kind of following around the things I'm taming. Alright. It's getting a little dangerous. And it's just lethal. It's probably okay. Yeah, so we're taming everything, but they're getting scattered around too much, so they can't really fully take advantage. Let's have it level us up faster. Okay. So I'm gonna go with the hollow bones, And the reason I'm going to go with the hollow bones is because we're taking the sloth thing that's slowing us down. I'm going to try and lean on hollow bones to overcome the worst of it. Alright. We're elusive. Continue to improve our snoot. Increase the mushroom spawning rate. Boo. We're not particularly well set up for the antlers. Alright, so Ruminant is probably one we actually want for this. Because we depend on the other critters. We can have them take the most of the damage and just passively get a bunch of XP going on. Sure, let's lean in our dodge. Really low in life. Hollow bones. You look like a warlock in the Guild Epiphany. Hey, how's it going, Shady Bonsai? Alright, feeding distance. Okay, let's get our stats boosted. So we got attack area increased. You know me as Orangela. I was curious which one of the group you were. But yeah, no, it's good to see you, man. Alright, we got that all squared away. Got you charmed. You know, how things have been well and all that. We're just playing a game that came out very recently. Called Everything is Crab. It's one of these roguelites that you keep leveling and getting a bunch of stuff. We'll probably switch here not too long to another game. I am enjoying this. But, it's definitely one of those games that when you play it, you do a couple of rounds and it kind of... It's definitely a game I feel like you do in stints. I do like Everything is Crab. Pretty cool to see you streaming. Someone's Amazon substitute. Well, that's appreciated. Alright, so we're going to get a legendary one. So we're going to get Cortex, so our ability skills will get a little bit better. Like, it's also one of the reasons I want to play just this in bursts. Just comes down to the whole... It's harder for me to keep an eye on chat. Alright, so get Courting. Charms the nearest enemy in the target direction. While charmed, you may use the ability again to command it to move or whatever. Okay. Yeah, so let's get that one. Because that way we can kind of... Why are you being weird? Because you go in this spot. There you are. Alright. So now I can deliberately target enemies to bring onto my side. Alright, got saliva so we can eat faster. So in this case, let's take Spit. I'm gonna put you here so I don't hurt myself. Because we have a little bit of range tech. This is very similar to Rotato. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing a challenge one. Alright, so we get carnivore so that we get more aggressive traits. Poisonous saliva. Okay, so now we got a damage over time build. We'll just casually eat poisonous mushrooms, as you do. Alright, we got a bunch of fat on us. Okay, we can get ruminants some more. That's where we're passively leveling just for existing as long as we don't take damage. Which at the frequency, we're just gobbling down all of the mushrooms and risking the poison. I'm just poisoning myself constantly. Hey, back off. It's my snack. Alright, so we can max out Snout, which gives us a bunch of sense. I'd rather get the slow metabolism, which does make us move slower, but makes us level faster. We got Scavenger that works really well with the whole thing that we're getting these allies to lean on. I'll get regeneration so we can regen health for when I do take hits. We'll just friendly fire our own people. Got ourselves more mass. Just eating some casually lethal and prolific mushrooms. We can give ourselves more levels in whining, so when we take damage, stuff teams up with us. Dexterous. So I really need to get away from the fight for a minute. All those slow stacks are hurting me pretty bad right now. Okay. The only responsible thing I can think of is to eat random mushrooms that I'm finding. Please! Currently gain max life on health food. Don't you cut me off? That's cheating. I'm like one hit from death here. Ah, I tried to get the last hit in. Well, you know, I tried to start. I did the one, and it just kind of fell behind. All right. So what I think we'll probably do, because I do enjoy this game, but it's very hard for me to pay attention for chat for very long. So it is one of those things. I like jumping in for a round or two, but we'll probably hop games again. I know. Did I never switch the category? That's just got to be a UI thing, right? That's fine. So what I'll probably do here is I'm not gonna bother doing another poll. I think we're just gonna go ahead and jump from game to game. And I do know we're switching a lot of games today. It was we were playing Conan Exiles, and I got okey-doked by the game where I put a whole bunch of okay, on OBS it was still saying as in Conan, but so I was playing Conan Exiles, checking that out, and we put a lot of time into trying to get the Rhino mount, and we got all the way up to where we were going to get it. It goes, okay, you need the DLC, and I was like, well, screw you, game. because I'd already put in the time to do it and then didn't get the prize, and I'm not gonna reward that with money. And I very much enjoyed hopping into Everything is Crab. I think with what we have going on here, I know it's just kind of the, like, chill evening game or whatever. I'm gonna hop into Farm Sim. But as a reminder, tomorrow we're gonna be checking out a turn-based, RPG-style game that's kind of weird. It's gonna be based around a mech, but it is one of those things that, like, you kind of queue up your... Well, actually, I shouldn't say I am gonna do that. I gotta finish some stuff on the contract. But most likely we'll be jumping into that. I'm gonna flip games, though. I do enjoy Everyone is Crab, but like I said, it's kind of one of those things that I really can't pay much attention to chat, because, like, when it's going, there's no stop. Not unless I go out of my way. So it feels really good to do like 2-3 rounds, which is basically what we did there. And all that. So it feels like a good game to hop in, hop out, that kind of thing. Let's see. Survivor Man is go. And for those who are like, I really don't need to see more Farm Sim and that kind of thing, don't sweat it. We are going to be spending a lot of the rest of the month just hopping to a bunch of different games and all that kind of stuff, because there's so much coming out. I'm looking forward to Hotel Architect and all that, so give me a moment to get this up, though. For those over on the YouTube side, you're going to get kind of punted and then brought back in, because that's just changing categories and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get that going. Let's see, Survivor Man continues now with more potato